Hey guys, welcome to the first ever debut episode of Netflix News by AfterBuzz TV. What's it all about? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Hey guys, if you don't know, that's actually the NBC opening theme, but we use it here for Netflix News now.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
I'm just using all my serious face. It's just like
We're pretty casual. Hey guys, welcome to the debut episode of Netflix News here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, R-I-C-K-H-O-N-G, and I'm joined by...
Hello, AfterBuzzers. My name is Ashley Cheney, and you can find me on the internet at Ashley on camera.
I'm Steve Kaufman, as always. You can find me at Steve Kaufman. That's Kaufmann.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Cassandra, and you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV. I'm so excited to be here! Oh my god, it's here, it's happening. We're doing this, guys.
We are doing
The
it.
first episode, it's real.
All right, so if you guys aren't aware, so we are covering everything that is Netflix in terms of reviews, coverage, what's coming out on Netflix, and a little bit of the history of Netflix as well. I don't know if you guys know what the history of Netflix is or how it got started.
I actually really don't. You started talking a little bit about it before the show, but I kind of need to learn.
So basically the CEO of Netflix got a little upset with Blockbuster in terms of late rental fees, and so he said, hey, there's got to be something else out there. And so he went out and kind of built a subscription service, which started off as a very... Because I literally bought a DVD player back in the day and got the subscription to see what it was about, and I think you got 4 discs at a time. You could return it whenever you wanted to.
The OG Netflix account, the like mail-in,
Way
Good
before...
times.
And to be very fair, I'm sure they happened right around the same time, but I was a GameFly subscriber in like 2005, and it was the exact same model, but for video games.
But but Netflix started first.
Did Netflix?
But they used the
sure
same, exact same model. Yeah, they would mail it to you, and you could return it whenever you wanted to.
Was it $7.99? Because it started out as $7.99. I remember it was a big
GameFly was a
couple.
lot. GameFly was probably $15 because they were sending you a
Whoa.
$60 game.
Oh, okay.
That's actually pretty good.
I don't remember.
And you could buy the game prorated by, GameFly was really cool. Is really cool. It still exists.
Is it? Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, true to form, GameFly is good in the sense of like if you don't like a video game, you didn't spend like 60, 70, 80 bucks to buy it. You could just play it for a little bit and be like, okay, this game sucks. And then toss
I did
it.
that a lot.
Yeah, and then eventually like Netflix evolved into, as technology got better, as these things came out, or iPhones came out and everything, streaming got better. But I remember initially, I did the discs for a long time. I did the disc for a long time. Then they upgraded to like Blu-rays, and people would laugh at me, and they're like, "Dude, you still get discs?" And I was like, "Well, I got to watch like the new releases." But now there's just like there's so many options out there.
I'll be honest, I kind of missed the discs because it was like a little bit like getting a little present in the mail, even though you really only had to pay for it once, but you could send it in and get it.
But they still offer it, just nobody does it.
I have a very fun anecdote about the discs specifically. I remember it was season 2 of House of Cards, and I was visiting my grandfather. And he was telling me how much he loved this show, House of Cards. Oh my God, House of Cards. I love House of Cards. Kevin Spacey's great. It's all great. Oh, so you watched the whole thing. I'm waiting for the other disc. This was season 2 of House of Cards.
Way. Really?
And I was there with my father, and the argument that was made in the car was that whoever explained to them that Netflix had a streaming service would then have to hang out with them for a day and set it up in their house. And nobody wanted, I was on vacation and my father was busy. Like, none of us were ready to do that right away.
Oh my gosh.
You either want to go get from, like, the
streaming
Apple
now.
TV or the Roku player.
Well, like,
or
he
that
still had a tube
Fire
TV.
Stick. Okay.
So
there
you would
go.
literally have to replace the television, replace the Blu-ray system. You would have to replace everything.
That's not true because the Roku actually offered it up a Roku player without HDMI. You could still do the old like yellow, red, white cables
He also
and
didn't
connect
have
it to the
Wi-Fi.
tube.
So does that one have
All
Ethernet?
right, okay.
Holy moly.
Believe me, I'm not a terrible grandson, and like it sounds like I'm making a bunch of excuses. This was like 2 days.
A little bit, just a
This
little
was
bit.
2 days work on vacation.
Did he eventually?
He's on streaming.
Okay,
he's
good.
he's watched. He's
is
a big
good.
House of Cards fan still.
So now he's done away with the disc service.
Probably.
Okay, well,
I'm not sure. He probably still gets discs.
All right, so what you're gonna do after this episode is you're gonna
find out.
Yeah, you're gonna call your grandpa and say, "Hey, we're gonna talk about you next week. So do you still have the discs?" And like,
Better yet, we'll bring him on live on like a live Skype call
That
and
would
talk to him about.
I don't think
his
any of
favorite
us would be
shows.
game for that.
No, I mean, but eventually, like,
Yes.
I did away with it. And speaking of House of Cards, I want to say that House of Cards is literally what put Netflix on the map in terms of original programming.
That's very fair, because up until then they didn't. I would also say Lilyhammer, which you can watch on Netflix. This show's about crazy out of the blue picks.
Steven Van Sant?
Lilyhammer was actually their very first original series. It was actually a Norwegian television show.
Co-production. Mm-hmm.
That essentially it was a showrunner in Norway who had a crazy idea that could not have possibly been made without Netflix. And it was just the right place, right time, and then Netflix swooped in and was like, this Norwegian television show that requires Steve Van Sant from The Sopranos and a lot of other people to come through to make it actually work. Yeah, we're Netflix, we can do that.
See, I feel like that's what Netflix is all about. They come in, they're the superheroes, and they say, you know what? We can do it for you.
Yep.
They just, I mean, really, they're superheroes. They can do anything.
Do you want to have a show in Norway
Yes.
with a bunch of Sopranos actors?
Yes. Yes. That's Netflix.
It's Netflix, they did it.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Well, so guys,
Sorry, yes.
So basically, I mean, we're going to cover like all topics like Netflix, and like this is we're doing it from ground up. So if you're watching now, if you're watching later, please put in the comments to see what you would like us to be like topics that you guys want us to be talking about for the next week. We're going to try to get the format so that we're pretty good every single week, consistent with what we drop, what we talk about, and not get off tangent too much. But this is our debut episode, so we're kind of feeling it out a little bit.
I don't think grandparent stories are tangents, right? That doesn't count as a
That was
tangent.
incredibly relevant, guys.
Yeah.
Totally relevant.
Because it's Netflix
Yes, got it.
related.
Sure. Okay, well, so like here's an example. So today is October 1st, and I think next week we actually do the whole daylight savings time. Mm-hmm. I think it's next week, not this week. But since it's October 1st,
What?
No.
yeah,
Oh my god.
I think it's next week, or maybe in 2 weeks.
We'll let you know that for sure too.
Yeah, so you can see
It's
it.
weather news and Netflix.
It was
news right
definitely
here.
not yesterday, guys.
All right, so we're going to be here every Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But what I wanted to say is, since it's October, it's the month of Halloween, at least here in the United States it is. And a good example of something that I wanted to talk about that is a Netflix original production movie. It's called Little Evil, and it stars Adam Scott, Evangeline Lilly, and it's directed by Eli Craig, who is, I found out, because she has a cameo, Sally Field's son.
What?
And so,
know that.
yeah, I mean,
Like none.
yeah, and the good thing about this movie, what's great about it is that it's not a straight horror film. If you don't like those horror films that you get like have nightmares and get scared about, it's not quite that. It's also not too much of a spoof like Scary Movie, where it's just too ridiculous. It kind of goes like the fine lines, and it's very much in the tone of Damien and The Omen. Adam Scott basically gets married to Evangeline Lilly. She has a son, and slowly over time, he kind of starts realizing that the son has an association to Satan.
Wow, that's a great situation to be in.
I think that's a very easy coming of age story.
Sure.
Instead of coming of age, it just, dealing with puberty and stuff, it's like I'm the spawn of Satan.
Yeah. Hashtag relatable.
I just got to deal with that.
But it's on Netflix. It won't even go off of Netflix because it's a Netflix original production. So in the next 30 days, if that's what you're interested in for something to see for Halloween, that's not the actual Halloween movie that's more scary and gory, then go check it out. I don't know if you guys have watched anything lately that's Halloween related or that it's coming out.
I have one that's coming out today, actually October 1st, which is, and you can judge me if you want, but this movie scares the living daylights out of me, and here it is. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, ladies and gentlemen. It scares me. It freaks me out.
The Tim Burton one?
Yeah.
Yes. It terrifies me. That is, to me, a horror movie, and you're welcome. You can watch it starting today on Netflix. So have at it.
That's sweet.
Is that weird? No, it freaks me out. Like I don't. Anyway, so that's my horror, my version of horror. For what to stream.
As someone who's not a huge fan of actual straight up horror films or didn't grow up with them, I'm actually a huge fan of like Get Out's a good example of one this year where I'm like,
yeah,
oh yes.
yeah.
And if that ever gets on Netflix, I'll be the first to tell you. But for me, Halloween time specifically is more about fun. And I was double checking to be 100% positive, but I would imagine through the existing Disney contract as of this moment that Nightmare Before Christmas would still be on Netflix, but I'm double checking that pick before I lock it in.
I'm pretty sure you were right.
Yes.
So then
Yes.
that actually was a topic that I was maybe going to bring up, but I'm glad that you did. So do you guys, especially out there, please put in the comments, is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie?
I think it's both. I think it depends on when you watch it.
Ladies,
Christmas all the way, hands
your
down.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Your Halloween.
Yeah.
No comment right now because breaking news, I've never seen it.
Ah, well.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You know what?
I've
Hey,
never seen it.
to your defense, I only watched it just a few years ago, so that's okay.
Same.
You're going to be watching it in 4D with me at the El Capitan sometime in October.
Okay, I'll write that
Noted.
in my planner.
Write it in your planner.
Well, yeah, and that is officially, it is on
Thank you.
Netflix. Thank you, Netflix app. But yeah, my choice for a horror movie is Clown. And it's,
She showed me the poster, the thumbnail of it on the app earlier, and it's pretty freaky.
guys, look, I'll scare you.
Yeah, no, I don't need any of
That's-
that business.
I won't give it to you, don't worry. Yeah, so I'm gonna read you what it says because I've only seen one scene of it and I just knew I couldn't handle it at the moment. But I will handle it because now we're in October, so I'm putting myself in that situation where I need to watch scary movies in October. All kinds of scary, creepy, gory, all of it. So it says, for his kid's party, a real estate agent dons a clown costume he found in one of his properties. Then discovers it's cursed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Drop the mic. It is terrifying. That one scene I saw was like, holy moly. Definitely want to watch it.
Is this
so?
Forgive me, I don't know, but is this a new movie or is this an out? Is
It's,
it an
you
classic?
know, I have no. Oh.
2014.
2014. Okay.
So it's only an hour and 39 minutes that you need to make it through. And it's worth it,
Okay.
I think, based off of that one scene.
Interesting.
Would you guys actually consider watching it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. Like that sounds like a straight up B movie. Like I don't need to. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
look at an IMDb to talk myself out of that movie. I
No,
want to
just
watch.
don't worry
I just
about
want to
it.
watch
Just-
that movie based on that description.
Look, and it's so easy. You can just play it.
like
For as much as I talk about TV and movies and film all the time, that is the one genre, me and horror, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to waste hours of my life. I don't want that. I don't need that. I have enough.
How dare you? That means you're not going to watch Little Evil.
I'm not.
I gave such a
I'm
good
not.
pitch.
I'm not.
I gave such a good pitch. It's not scary.
We'll watch it together.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so so we're talking about Netflix, and here's something that actually does work for me, and I'm gonna go look it up later on.
Okay.
The star ratings. Do you guys actually look at the star ratings to pick out something obscure that you haven't seen, or do you just watch it? What compels you to watch something that's on Netflix? For me, the star ratings absolutely work.
Really?
They absolutely work. It's not a scam for me. Like if it's 4 stars, I know, okay, this is something I should be watching. And I've watched so many good gems that are like non-Hollywood, advertised type movies because of that. If it's 3, I'll debate it. And sometimes there's a movie that I've really liked that is 3 stars, and I'm like, how is that only 3 stars?
Well,
so I don't know if you guys actually.
I give less credence to the star rating and more credence to the category, which, by the way, they have as many categories as they have movies. So the fact that it's a category based on other things I've already seen, like quirky romantic comedies featuring Zooey Deschanel.
very
so-
niche.
That's a
Okay.
category.
Yeah.
That is
Alright.
a category.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them, because featuring Zooey Deschanel, Made in Manhattan is included. If it's featuring Zooey Deschanel. So, like, for me, it's more about that and then that description, and then it's maybe who's involved. I'm less likely to follow the star rating, as I am more likely to either hit play or not hit play. I think Netflix has also created a world where we'll bail on a movie in the first act.
Oh, yeah,
When
absolutely.
we're like,
Yeah.
no, this isn't what I want, and then we'll leave.
Yeah. It's like movies to eat dinner to and then ditch out.
And then to be fair, in a world where you can bail on a movie in the first act, the barrier to entry is way lower than like, oh no, I'm gonna have to show up and buy a ticket and like sit there. Or I'm gonna have to go to a Blockbuster and physically get the disc. Like that's the only disc I have now.
Wait, but I don't know what Blockbuster is.
I
I don't
missed
know.
it
I don't
so
know what Hollywood
much.
Video is either. Wait, so what compels you ladies to watch something on Netflix?
Honestly, the cover sometimes. And
The thumbnail. Or like the thumbnail
yeah,
poster,
yeah,
the
the
one
thumbnail.
sheet. Okay.
And then the description and who's in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I don't care about the ratings because I disagree with most of them. Because
Okay.
Yeah.
So you disagree. All right.
yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I don't disagree when they're good. I disagree when they're bad. Because I'm like, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. Like, people worked really hard to do this, and I appreciate it.
But
Also,
do you
there
guys
are-
rate yourselves? Because you can go on.
yeah,
and
I
rate.
can do that, but I don't. I just like to leave it. I like to leave it.
But I think that's
alone.
how they calculate. My
Yeah.
thought was that's how they
That's where
calculate our
Well,
rating
how
system.
do you watch your shows?
So
Or your
I
mo-
don't
your shows or
go
movies?
based off of the rating system at all. I go for like what I'm looking for, what I'm in the mood for, or again the cover image, which you were saying, which by the way is totally someone's job to create different thumbnail images for each video based on your user, based on what device you're logging in from. So for example, like I know this is kind of derailing a little bit, but along with Amy, I choose based on like who I want to see, what I want to watch. But I do love to log on to a friend's like account. It's like a whole nother experience when you get into somebody else's user account because they display movies differently, different thumbnail images even.
It's also similar to someone's Facebook feed
Sort of,
because
yeah.
the algorithm's created for the
Based
feed to
on
be for
your-
you and things it thinks you care about.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
similarly, a Netflix feed, and that's why I don't give too much credence to the star rating because the algorithm's so complex.
Yeah.
The first 25 titles it's going to show me, it knows my watch patterns well enough that one of those 25 titles are something I'm at least like interested in and maybe not ready to hit play on yet.
They are always watching us.
I know
We cannot
it's a little
mistake.
scary, but I
All
kind
right,
of like
so
it.
to you guys out there, I'm gonna put it out there. Put it in the comments. Let us know if you pay attention to the ratings or not. I do. The panel here does not. They just kind of go by what they want to do, so that's totally fine. But I'm telling you, can find some hidden gems that I found, like because of the rating system. So I mean, so we've talked about kind of our tastes, what we like about Netflix, how we kind of pick our stuff. But then, I mean, this is also Netflix news. So there's plenty of stuff that's going on at Netflix in terms of the business, the entertainment side, even in terms of like what you guys are gonna be watching, what you're not gonna be watching. Steve, you brought it up. Disney is actually creating their own app, and they want to pull their content once they get their app going, so that now anything that's Disney, I mean, I know like Moana's on there.
Yeah. So anything Disney animated, anything Buena Vista Studios, anything Marvel, they've
Star Wars.
anything Marvel and Star Wars, they've made it official that Marvel and Star Wars are also leaving Netflix with this exodus. Can I just make a giant prediction that's a little out there? I think in 5 years' time, the way Disney does business, this app may or may not succeed. In 5 years' time, Disney could just buy Netflix.
Oh, for sure.
And might.
Yeah.
That they might try to do it themselves and go, I can't beat them. Buy them.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's a very corporate way to look at it.
That's what Disney does. That's what Disney does. I mean, Blockbuster even tried early on to buy Netflix, and the Netflix guys were like, "No." I mean, it's no different than what's his face, Zuckerberg trying to buy Snapchat.
Yeah.
Or successfully buying Instagram just to stymie it.
Yeah, that's true.
See, I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna have little bits of packages, and we're gonna call that cable. So, the new cable, and I kind of like that. I want Disney to just do their own thing. And Netflix has their own content. Hulu, Amazon. I mean, that's a fun way of watching things because it's kind of like Sling, that you can pair up what you like to watch, and I think that'll be hopefully what happens. Hopefully Disney doesn't I don't know. I think I love what Netflix is doing, and I think if other people have a say in it, they're gonna twist it around just like remakes.
Yeah, I think what it's going to force Netflix to do, basically, as a lot of other studios are sort of, there's rumor mills going around about them pulling their content onto their own VOD subscription services, obviously for business reasons, that kind of makes sense. But I think what it will do is then push Netflix to really keep going forward with their own original programming.
Like
which,
House of Cards,
yeah.
Orange is the New
Yes.
Black, Little Evil,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Yeah, which we'll be
Things?
talking about. Oh, actually, you want to?
Yeah, so Stranger Things. So another thing that I think is going to be really cool about this show, you guys can check in every week and we'll tell you what's going to be dropping on Netflix this week. So I've got a huge list. What we're going to do is put it in every single title that's coming out. We'll put that in the description box below so you can check. It's going to be a weekly schedule down there for you guys to check. So I can list off a couple that I think are pretty noteworthy for the next 7 days or so. And I think what's really interesting about October, there's a ton of original programming dropping even within the first week of October. So you ready for some of my favorites?
Bring it.
Blood Diamond is coming out today. Today and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I mentioned.
Boom.
I was going to do a Blood Diamond accent for Leonardo DiCaprio, but I bailed out because I got scared.
Oh, dude, his his Australian accent is, or his South African accent is
South
awful.
African. It's
I'm
South
from
African.
Rhodesia.
Yeah.
I
Leo,
can't-
we still
it's
love you
awful.
though.
Yeah, I mean, if Leo can't do it, I definitely
It's a good
can.
movie, though. Really good. It's a good pick. Good
There
movie.
we go. And then another movie, just because I like to say the title is "Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood." Bam, that's out today
Nice.
too. And then we've also got a Netflix original series, a stand-up rather. Coming out on October 3rd is Rodney Carrington, Here Comes the Truth. So that could be cool. Look out for that. Then we've got some more original programming called Bonus Family. I know nothing about it, but if you guys do, let's talk about it. And, what shows are you interested in? I want to hear that too. And then also because it's fun to say Schitt's Creek Season 3 is dropping on October 5th. And then we've got, so here comes 3 Netflix originals all happening on October 6th. I was not kidding about the original programming. We've got 2 series, ID Zero and Subara. These are still really new. I don't know much about them, so if you guys do.
Subara is it's a foreign television show.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, I
where?
looked it up a little bit. I don't remember which country. So it's not English. It's not English language. There's going to be subtitles with it.
Great. That's awesome. That's great. And then we do have an English language documentary called Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson. And this is really cool for people in the LGBT community. I think this is going to be a really interesting watch. That's coming out October 6th, and I'm personally very excited for that. I think it's going to be quite interesting. And then, like I said, there's a bunch more titles, like a lot. And so we're going to list those in the description box for you guys down below. So check them out.
Yeah, and we're gonna break it down week by week. I know, like, sometimes you can go to other sites and they kind of say like what drops for the whole month, but it's easier to do it week by week. I mean, and here's, this came into the mail today. I don't think you guys can see it, but Stranger Things. We'll be talking about that as it gets closer. It's not this week or next week, but that is gonna be dropping, I think, right before Halloween on Netflix. So
26 more days.
26 more days. There
we'll
we go.
start the
So
countdown.
when it does, we definitely will be talking about it.
I'm so excited.
I'm looking forward to Netflix's, speaking of release schedule, I'm looking forward to this year from Netflix, their OA, if you will, to when they Beyonce a show. Like, they didn't advertise the OA was happening. They just dropped the OA one day.
Do you guys know do you ladies know what the show is?
I think our blank faces are like, what?
Oh, sorry. The OA was a show last, I believe, October or November. It was about...
It stars Britt Marling, who you guys would know from a movie called Another Earth, and it's I don't know if it's sci-fi or if it's fantasy. It's like sci-fi fantasy.
It's grounded sci-fi fantasy. I actually have a lot of mixed feelings about the OA as a whole series, and I'm not saying I want to see more OA, but I am interested in them dropping really weird subversive content without any release schedule.
It's very slow to begin with, so you've kind of got to give it a couple episodes before it really picks up.
Okay. I don't have time for episodes that don't get me in the first 2. Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I'm genuinely with you on that.
I don't have
I'm genuinely with you on that. The OA had me in the first 2. It lost me in the last 1. But I'm not gonna talk about it. We're not on the same page with it. But release wise, I would love for them to drop a series that none of us had ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without any pomp or circumstance, or let it leak on a blog a month or 2 in advance. Like, I think that's part of the beauty of what Netflix has, is they have the ability to be like, I think this will do best if on Friday morning at 2, most people are like, wait, that's out?
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, and if you guys have any shows that you're watching, at all times, you can tweet at us.
Tweet, comment, please.
Yes.
I'm
because I
always
think-
available for a Netflix suggestion. Tweet at me. I'm not kidding.
We definitely want
That's how
feedback.
it-
We're creating this format. We definitely want feedback in terms of like how you guys want to be able to watch this, in terms of delivering the news, what you guys enjoy, what you guys maybe not enjoy so much.
What is news that we can dig up for you so that you don't have to, you can be lazy and just come here and we'll find it for you? What do you want to know?
Well, and speaking of news, we do have other bit of news. So Netflix has been partnering with airlines and working with their bandwidth so they can actually give us Netflix on the plane.
Yes.
So as of right now, we've got Virgin America, Aeromexico, Qantas, and Virgin Australia that they've already partnered. So I would love to see Netflix on Southwest. I mean, just, hey, get in a few episodes of something or a full-on movie.
So instead of
That'd be great.
Netflix and chill, it's like Netflix and fly.
And as of this moment, Southwest does have a deal with, I believe, DirecTV, that if you're on a Southwest flight that has Wi-Fi, you can watch a certain amount of DirecTV channels completely for free.
Well, I think that's the issue.
And then you can pay, but then you have to pay for the Wi-Fi to do anything else.
Yeah.
See,
But
yeah.
don't forget, you guys, if you have one of these, you have an iPad, Netflix does offer you the ability to download those episodes so that in case there is no Wi-Fi offered, in case there is no Netflix offered, you can at least watch it off of your Netflix app.
Which is beautiful.
The knowledge bomb dropped here. I had no idea.
No, I literally just did it
Yeah.
for Fuller House. I was on a plane yesterday. And so, like, I downloaded a bunch of episodes to kill time while I was on the plane. Popped it on, it looked great. I didn't need Wi-Fi to do it, so
See, but
it's
well, now it scares me. Do you think that they're going to be like, yeah, never mind, guys, you can't do that because we're going to do this whole airline thing?
No, they'll allow that.
But then it's like, why the heck would you want to watch it on the plane then if you could download it?
Because it's incredibly easier to watch something inherent than it is.
They're selected titles. There's selected titles that you can download, and there's other ones that you can't. So if Netflix is offered, then they're going to offer up all their titles.
Gotcha.
Also,
Well, that's cool.
there's a chance that some person out there in the world might not have a smartphone. I don't know. I mean, it's rare,
Hey.
but they
Yes.
might be out there. They might not have their own.
Or that they watch their Netflix on their laptop and like, for obvious reasons, you can't do offline viewing from a browser. That's called torrenting. Like, that's called just getting the file however you get it. So that's only available on mobile devices, and not everyone watches Netflix on mobile devices. That is true.
Yep.
So we're gonna be here every Sunday, 7 o'clock for a half hour. Please let us know, like, you know, whatever it is that you want us to be talking about. We're getting this thing off the ground. It's going to be more organized. We're even going to start having, you know that AfterBuzz covers other Netflix shows. So we're going to have other guest panelists come on to, like, let you guys know what AfterBuzz is also covering then. I don't know if you guys have any other closing thoughts.
Just talk to us. Keep talking
Yeah.
to us.
Yes.
Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Tweet at us, you know, with your Netflix recommendations, because I think that's how most of us find out about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to us.
So, well, speaking of tweeting, where can they find you?
That was good. Dang. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV. I'm Amy Cassandra.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. Speaking of Netflix picks, Ozark. Watch it. It's on par with Breaking Bad.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. You can find me, my friends, Instagram, Twitter, basically everywhere on the internet at Ashley on camera.
Hey guys, and I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RICKHONG. We will see you here next week, next Sunday, 7 o'clock, Pacific Standard Time. Peace!
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Netflix and chill.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro,
Views expressed
Phil
herein are those of the
Svitek,
host only. Do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.